to John Shipley, the first question.
Hey, Coach. Obviously CJ went on IR yesterday. Do you guys have any kind of hope that he'll be able to play again this season past the 3 weeks he has to sit out?
Yeah, we do have hope. Hopefully, it depends on how he progresses, but that's our intent, I'm saying, to get him back at some point.
Okay. Thanks, Coach.
Sure.
I don't currently see any other hands in the queue, but if anybody would like to jump in for a question, let's go to John Reed and then Mia O'Brien.
How you doing, Coach? I know you don't have a lot of time to reflect with what's going on with this season, but when you look back what you did back in 2017 when you beat Pittsburgh twice, and just as a franchise for Pittsburgh to do something like that, to beat that franchise twice in a season, just how difficult it is to beat them.
Yeah, it's especially difficult when you go up there, what I'm saying, and play games up there, and especially difficult, even more difficult when you go up there late and beat them, which we did. I think it was something that, we had a lot of good players, a lot of people that, had a lot of confidence. They believed in themselves. A defense that, created turnovers, and then in the second game where we needed to score, we were able to score and run the football. So, it was a great moment, I'm saying, for those players and those coaches that were there. It's not an easy task. I played up there a bunch of times, and it's always tough to win up there. It's always tough to win against them anywhere, but especially up there. So, it felt good,
Does it not amaze you that they've been still consistent over 2017 and the issues that you guys have had with Jacksonville since that season?
No, not it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I think that they've been solid for so long, what I'm saying, and what they've been doing. And I mean, they're a team that you always have to reckon with each year, as long as the quarterback's healthy, what I'm saying, as long as Ben's healthy. Defensively, they've always been, a strength. And then when the offense starts going, then they become a team that's obviously going to be a contender and contend each year. And, Mike does a great job. I consider him, a friend. So, he just keeps that thing rolling. And, that's why they've been good for a long time.
Thank you, Coach.
Sure. No problem.
Thanks, John. Let's go over to Mia and then to Mark Long.
Hey, Doug, I think I might have come into the call a little bit late, but just the status, I guess, of Gardner. I know you guys said he's questionable. What have you seen from him since he's been back on the field, and what is the expectation, if there can be one, prior to next week for the quarterback position?
Yeah, just keep progressing. I mean, he's thrown a little bit more. We're just to keep increasing it, what I'm saying, each day. And then, I think next week comes and, we just see where he's at. He's not, 100%. That's why he's listed as questionable, 50-50. So, I would probably have an issue putting him in now, unless it was just to go in there and, hand the ball off or maybe a couple of throws. But right now, it's not 100%.
And with Sidney Jones questionable as well, what is the plan at the cornerback position?
Yeah, I think, if Sidney doesn't go, then obviously we'll have Trey and Claybrooks on the outside, Herndon and Claybrooks on the outside. So that's what we're looking at. Those are the two guys that have the most experience, and then DJ, obviously at nickel.
Thanks, Mia. Let's go over to Mark, who I put back on mute, so make sure you hit the unmute button.
All good. Hey, Doug, actually, I was going to ask that exact question about the secondary, but what makes you think, what gives you hope that DJ can just step right in there and play after a 3-week hiatus?
Well, we tried to increase it a little bit, what I'm saying? I mean, you're always rusty when you come back, but, DJ's played a long time, so, he looks good running, and we're just trying to get him some extra work during the week for him to be ready. So, he's been working a ton on the side and all of that. So he's, 100% from a physical standpoint. Now it's just a matter of going out there and playing, and he's always played well for us, and, we trust him.
And then if you had to, are you confident with Josiah Scott and Luke Barco? We haven't seen a lot of those guys. They might have to play if you're down another guy.
Yep, they'll have to be ready to play. You know what I'm saying? So I guess we'll see. I mean, we'll put them out there, and this is a great challenge for them. It's a great challenge for all of us. Even if we were 100% healthy back there, they're really playing well in their passing game. Schematically, they're doing a good job. And those guys are making plays. I mean, so it's going to be a challenge for whoever's out there. And if it gets down to that, then we'll see if those guys can play or they can't play.
Thank you. Shipley, I saw you put your hand back up. Do you have one more? All good?
Oh,
Yeah, Mark got one.
I was going to ask, Doug, intensive protocols, you guys have done that before, but is that a big deal for you guys, or is it, expect that to be the rest of the way for the rest of the season, Saturday, Sunday type deal?
Yeah, I think it's, we've done it before, Mark. So in other words, I think it's a little bit easier of a transition, you know what I'm saying, as far as scheduling. I think I'm sure it'll probably continue, but I can see other things happening too that you just have to be ready for the way the season's been going. So we know that we feel comfortable in going back to the intensive protocol because it's something that we've done before. But I don't think it's much of a transition of maybe a team that maybe hasn't done that before. It could. It'll just affect things for a while till everybody gets into that rhythm or schedule. But I think with this year we've been change is the norm. So if anything comes up, I'm sure we'll just all adjust to it.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you.
Tad's leaving us.
What are you getting him for his going away? What'd you get him?
Actually got him a football, you know what I'm saying? But it hasn't come in yet. So I told Jimmy, don't worry about it. We'll just go ahead and send it to him. But what did he get us? Did he get us anything?
Will we be getting cookies in the press box? Will we be getting cookies in the press box?
You've had 6 years of pleasure, Doug, of working with him.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone through quarterbacks, PR guys, players, everybody. They just keep coming and going.
Doug's only been here 6, Tad. You've been here 8. Tad, Doug's only 6.
Mia, we will have cookies for the Browns game.
With your picture on it?
No. Nobody wants that. All right, guys. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll see you on Sunday.
Are you going to tell them how we're all getting free tickets for like PGA events now? Like we just got to call you up? What about that? How does that work?
Everybody, Mark's number. If you need anything, call Mark. He can liaise on this.
I just want to be able to get on the Sawgrass course. If he can just get us on Sawgrass to play, we'll be good.
But
our friendship hinges on it.
Doug, what's your handicap?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm terrible. I don't play golf.
So am I. Don't worry. I was just curious if you've golfed Sawgrass before.
I'm probably the only person that got invited to Augusta and turned it down when I was at Georgia Tech.
There's a lot of horror-stricken faces.
I just said I just couldn't do that to the course. I couldn't do
Probably
that.
Probably good for the game of golf.
You're a gardener. Right up your alley.
No, but Tad's got the golf look going lately. Have you seen it? You know what I'm saying? He's got like those tight pants and the belt and the shoes.
That's called the COVID weight, not style.
I'm just saying. I mean, you'll fit right in with all those PGA guys.
You will.
Aren't you guys sad?
Yeah, Tad. So are you going to be at the game, or is today the last day?
I'll be here Sunday.
Yeah, but just as presence, not really actually doing anything, though, right? I mean, that's what.
That's been like the last 2 weeks, Coach. Brooksy just keeps shooing me out. It's good.
Is Gene gonna write an article maybe on Tad or something? Is any of you guys gonna do anything on Tad? I mean,
column.
Column or something. Nothing.
Gene working on it right now.
He can make his notes column.
That's why he's not on the call. He's working on that column.
He's on the call.
He's on the call.
Oh, he's on the call?
Yeah, I thought Gene would, do something for Tad, or somebody would do something for Tad. I mean,
Duraco.
I mean, he's taking care. He's taking care of you guys. According to him, for so long. And he's, and obviously, for me, he's been working me for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I mean, I think there should be something. Is the club going to put out anything? Dan's on the call. The club going to put out, real nice thank you for your whatever type things.
Maybe a full page ad in the Times Union.
Yeah, maybe Tad should take a full page ad out, thanking everyone in the Jaguar organization and the fans and the media.
That would be a good in December.
I mean, where's your office going to be for the PGA?
I think I'll be in a cubicle
until that big building's built, and then you're going to get the corner one. Are you going to have windows? Because that's like something that's like we don't have any windows here. So if you have a window, that's a huge step. Will you have a window?
Might have to list you as a reference, coach. Putting a good word for a window.
How about lunch? Do you guys get lunch every day?
I'm gonna miss the lunch here and our wonderful folks upstairs. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Can you promise us one thing, Tad? That you won't wear golf shoes every day to the office?
Yes, I can 1,000% promise that.
Okay.
Is ESPN anyone gonna do anything on them? Is ESPN? I mean, it's a big thing now. D-Rock. I mean, this is big.
We do have Jeff Darlington here on Sunday, so there may or may not be something scheduled on NFL Countdown, NFL Game Day.
Like a goodbye?
Oh, no.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Well,
I think Football Night in America on Monday, they're doing a halftime feature.
Everybody should go around Zoom and say their 3 or 4 words of appreciation for Tad on his Zoom call.
Yeah.
How about it, Mark?
You start, John. I'll follow your lead.
No problem. Hey, man, I feel that you've been the best in the biz from a guy who was with the Pelicans, and you by far was the top.
Hey. Greg Benzel now is a good buddy of mine.
Hey, he didn't do Pelicans. He did Saints.
Thank you, John.
Appreciate your endeavors, man. Good luck in your future, man.
I got 3 words. Job well done.
There you go. Are you crying, Tad? I see some crocodile tears.
No, I'm all smiles right now. I think when I'm at some point I'll be emotional. I know I gave Alex a hug one day. It was against COVID protocols, but I walked in here and had some tears going.
So
Tad, you and I came in the same year, 2013.
So I shouldn't tell him about how you were jumping around and you were all fired up and all that stuff. So
I know at some point once we get through COVID and everything's safe, getting everybody together at some point. I know Mark and Gene have been talking about that. So at some point we will definitely do that, but when it's the right time for everybody.
Yeah, and Tad's going to pick it up because he's got that big paycheck coming from the PGA now.
I'll send it to expense code 03. So
yeah, Christmas gifts for everyone from Tad. Huh? Right? I mean, seriously. I mean, that's what happens. When you're moving up. All of a sudden, don't change now. You're going to change on us now? Don't return calls. We don't know who you are. And, next thing you know, the PGA is bigger than the NFL. I mean, all this stuff's going to go on. I'll always say I knew you when. I'll leave it like that.
Hey, let's